Kerr9000's game room.
The Super Nintendo version of SimCity was the first console game in the SimCity series. It was also apparently a launch title for the system. But I have to admit though that I never saw it in the early days. In fact, I think I got it very late in the system's life. It was developed by Nintendo EAD under license from Maxis and published by Nintendo in 1990. I think the fact that Nintendo worked on it themselves shines through into the final product. This is far from a hasty cash-in conversion. It's a very specialised version of the game tailored towards SNES owners, and it shows pretty much straight away. I know this is giving the game away early, but I have to admit this is actually my favourite version of SimCity. I fell in love with it from more or less the instant I first played it. The gameplay is similar to the PC version, but every step possible seems to have been made in order to make it easily playable with a joypad. There are also more buildings and scenarios added to the game, so in a way you can consider this a sort of SimCity 1.5. There are lots of other little style-based changes which the average user would not notice unless they played both the SNES and PC versions. One example is that the buildings present in the SNES version resemble those in Japan as opposed to the typical North American styled ones in the PC version. The best thing about this for me in comparison to the PC version is the advisor they've added into the game, who goes by the name Dr. Wright. He's supposed to be a cartoon parody of Will Wright, the creator of the SimCity series. Obviously I know that now, but as a kid I never realised that. I just took him as a new cutesy fun Nintendo character, and I actually wondered if he would ever turn up in anything else. He is basically there to offer you advice and to tell you things such as the population growth of your city. To add to the Nintendo related flavour, Nintendo also sprinkled one or two little touches in there. The Godzilla attacks from the PC have been replaced with Bowser attacks, and if you can reach a particularly high level of growth, then there's an unlockable Mario statue that you can place in your city. The graphics are functional but cute. The music is a little twee, but it's also catchy. I have the main music from the game on my phone and actually find it quite relaxing. For those of you who haven't played this, the whole point of the game is basically to make a thriving city which grows and grows in size. But how you do this and what tax rate you set, how you choose the layout to your city, all of these things are left to you. This is great as you can build a giant city, have fun with it, and then decide to do it all again, this time setting it up in a completely different way. There are lots of different maps. You essentially put a number in, and then it decides a map for you, and you get to look at it and say yes or no. In some ways, the game was the 90s equivalent of console Minecraft. I mean this in the way that you could spend your time building an impressive world and then show it off to your friends. You could look at your friend's game, and even though they had the same basic tools, the same framework, they'd end up with a completely different city. And to an extent, your city's a reflection of yourself. One of the best things about this game was that there was very little like this on the system. If you were sick of all the platformers and one-on-one beat-em-ups and sports games, then this game offered something different, something original. And for that I think it deserves a place in everyone's SNES collection. This is pretty much the only PC to SNES conversion where I can safely say with utter confidence that I think the Super Nintendo version is the superior version. And I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. That is how deep my love for this game is. I don't think there's anything else quite like it, and I think that it's almost infinitely replayable. If you want to buy this game, then it'll cost you about £8 for a PAL cart, which I think is an absolutely brilliant price considering the fact that the enjoyment you can get out of this game can be practically limitless. Okay, that's Kerr9000 signing off. Keep on gaming!